Hello everyone, today I'm going to be speaking to you about Inktober. I have wanted to do Inktober for years and years and years, but every single time it comes around, I always find some sort of excuse or I'm too busy to do it. This year, in spite of me having the biggest university workload that I've ever had, I've decided to finally just do it. And I thought it would be an awesome idea to share it with you guys as well. So today I'm going to be speaking about the art supplies that I'm going to be using, where I'm going to be posting the Inktober drawings, and showing you the very first Inktober inking. So first thing is first, supplies. The most obvious is the actual dip pen, which is the tool that I will be using to do all of the drawings. I know a lot of you have seen my Japanese art supply video, but what I didn't say in the video is that while I was in Japan, I also bought a dip pen set. However, rather tragically, when we came back from Japan, we moved house and I actually lost the set of the dip pen and all the nibs, and I was really upset about it, which is why it obviously doesn't appear in the video. However, my partner has very kindly offered to lend me his dip pen set, which we got when we were over there. This is actually the Bakuman branded dip pen set. It came in a small pack of tiny screen tones and a couple of different tools. It comes with 3 nibs, as you can see here. Now my favourite by quite a long way is actually the G pen. Back on the topic of Bakuman, the G pen is supposed to be the most difficult to use. I'm not sure if I'm using them wrong, but for me it's the easiest by quite a bit. It just feels like it has the most control and the lines are the nicest, and it's just my favourite to use out of the 3. Though I intend to primarily use the dip pen for all of the drawings, I also have some brushes to use. The brown ones are just like a home brand, really cheap kind of brush, whereas the blue ones are Winsor & Newton. Honestly, there's very little difference between the quality of both of these. They're both synthetic brushes. Next is the ink. All of the inks I have are Winsor & Newton. The one I hope to primarily use is this one here. It's a dark blue. The colour is 969 Ultramarine. I love these inks. They're really pigmented. They're thin enough, but they go a long way when you use them. I didn't want to use black just because I wanted to be a little bit different. I also have red ink and white ink. The quality of these are all pretty consistent. The white is a bit thicker though, obviously, because it has more pigment in it. Next is masking fluid. Winsor & Newton again, we can see a bit of a theme forming. All of my art supplies are from the same place, and obviously they sell a lot of Winsor & Newton, so there's a lot of Winsor & Newton stuff in here. This is also called liquid frisket. If you're not aware of what masking fluid is, basically it's like a thick glue kind of thing. You lay it down on the paper and then it dries, and you can just paint over it and then peel it off, and you just leave like a white space basically. I remember being in like year 12 art, we used to call this fish fluid because it smells really bad, but it's worth it and it works really well. The next is my watercolour paints. All of these are the, again I'm so sorry, Winsor & Newton paints. It's just the student grade paints. This is just a palette I got from Eckersley's. Can't remember what the name of the brand is. I don't know how much I'm going to be using watercolour just yet, mostly because I want to use predominantly ink, but I also don't want to get bored of just using dark blue. I'm planning on using the watercolours if I want to add a little bit of colour in. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing yet, obviously, because I haven't done all the paintings yet. Next is screen tones. These are the things I am most excited to be using. These are the ones I bought in Japan. If you want to hear any more about the screen tones I have, I spoke about them a bit in my Japanese art supply haul video. So feel free to watch that if you want to see the ones that I got. I'm so excited to be using them because I still haven't used them yet. I haven't had a spare second to practice, and I'm going to be using them and I'm so excited. And finally, probably most importantly, is the actual sketch pad. I went through so much to end up buying this particular one. I did so much research. I looked at every possible place I could buy sketchbooks. Sketchbooks are really expensive, and with me being a student wanting to buy a mixed media sketchbook, I wanted to make sure that I was getting the right one and I was getting a decent valued one. There were 1 or 2 I really wanted to get on Amazon that were quite cheap and had really good reviews, but being in Australia, Amazon shipping is like really expensive and the exchange rate is terrible, so I ended up just investing in a decent one. I'll put the name here of this sketchbook because I can't remember right now, but it is a mixed media sketchbook. It's not supposed to take watercolour very well, but I've tested it out and the paper stands up to it quite well. So yeah, it's quite thick, it has a lot of pages, and the paper's good enough quality for me to use both sides, which is what I wanted the most. If you wanted to follow my Inktober drawings, everything's going to be posted on my Instagram. There will be a link in the description to that. I'm going to do my best to film some of these. As I said, university is ridiculous right now, so I don't know how many I'm going to do, but I'll try and do as many as possible. So now, without further ado, I'm going to be showing you the very first Inktober inking. I'm so excited to show this to you guys. I had a lot of fun inking it and painting it. So yeah, I'm going to insert that right here. That is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a lovely day.